A woman doesn't wake up one morning and decide to be distant. That emotional wall she's building, it didn't appear overnight. It's been constructed brick by brick, silence by silence, disappointment by disappointment. And by the time you actually feel the chill, brother, she's been cold for months. Here's what no one tells you. The signs of emotional distance aren't dramatic. There's no screaming match, no thrown plates, no lipstick on collars or mysterious phone calls at midnight. No. The real signs, they're quiet, they're subtle, they're woven into the fabric of your daily routine so seamlessly that you convince yourself you're imagining things. You're not imagining things. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 7 daily interaction changes that signal a woman is emotionally pulling away. These are the micro-shifts that happen right under your nose while you're telling yourself she's just stressed or going through something. These are the patterns I've seen destroy relationships that could have been saved, if only he had noticed in time. Stay with me until sign number 7, because that one, that's the silent alarm most men sleep right through. And by the time it finally wakes them up, they're waking up alone. Sign number 1, the goodnight ritual. Quietly ends. Think back to those early days when getting into bed together felt like an event. She'd wait for you. Maybe she'd steal your t-shirt to sleep in. She'd press her cold feet against your legs just to hear you yelp. She'd curl into you like you were the only warm place in the world. And that last moment before sleep, that was sacred. "I love you," whispered in the dark, sometimes a kiss on the shoulder, sometimes just her hand finding yours under the covers. Now, think about last night. Did she wait for you, or did she go to bed an hour early, claiming exhaustion, scrolling through her phone in the dark until she heard you coming, then suddenly, pretending to be asleep? Did she reach for you? Or was there a carefully placed pillow between you, a barrier that appeared so gradually you can't even remember when it started? Did she say goodnight? Or did she just stop talking? Here's the psychology behind this, and I need you to really hear it. The bedroom is the most vulnerable space in a relationship. It's where walls come down. It's where the masks of the day get removed. And when a woman starts avoiding that vulnerability with you, when she starts timing her sleep schedule to minimize overlap, when she brings her phone to bed but not conversation, when "I'm tired" becomes her nightly password, she's not just physically distancing, she's practicing what it feels like to not need you at the end of the day. She's rehearsing a life where your presence isn't the last thing she wants before sleep. She's getting comfortable with the cold side of the bed. And here's the part that really stings. You might notice she's not tired when she's texting someone from work. You might catch her laughing at her screen at 11 p.m. while she told you she was exhausted at 9. You might see her suddenly interested in a late-night TV show she needs to watch alone in the living room. That's not exhaustion. That's escape. When the goodnight ritual ends, she's not just going to sleep without you. She's building a nighttime routine that doesn't include you. And that's a blueprint for a life that doesn't include you. But that's just the surface. The next sign goes even deeper into how she's emotionally unplugging. Sign number 2. Her laughter disappears. But only with you. Remember when you could make her laugh? When did that change? Now you crack a joke and you get nothing. A tight smile that doesn't reach her eyes. An eye roll that feels less playful and more genuinely annoyed. Or worse, that look. That look that says, "Are you seriously still talking?" But here's what really tells the story. Watch her at dinner with friends. Watch her at the family gathering. Watch her when her phone buzzes with a message from her group chat. She's laughing. She's vibrant. She's animated. She's the woman you fell in love with. Just not with you. She giggles at something on her screen, and when you ask, "What's so funny?" she just says, "Oh, nothing, just a work thing." But she won't show you. She won't include you. That laughter has an audience, and you're not invited. This is what's happening psychologically. Laughter is one of the most honest forms of intimacy. You can't fake a real laugh. When a woman genuinely finds you funny, it means she feels safe with you. It means her guard is down. It means she's emotionally open and connected. When that laughter disappears, when she saves her joy for everyone except you, it's because you've stopped being her safe place. You've become someone she performs for instead of someone she relaxes with. And I've seen this pattern so many times it makes my chest hurt. She'll be scrolling through TikToks, cackling at strangers on the internet, but your story about your day gets a while she keeps scrolling. She'll have energy for 2 hours on the phone with her best friend, but 5 minutes of conversation with you feels like a chore. It's not that she's lost her sense of humor, it's that she's lost her sense of you. When a woman stops laughing at your jokes, she's not just bored, she's stopped finding you attractive on the most fundamental level. Because attraction and laughter, they're connected. We laugh with people we want to be close to, and if she's not laughing with you anymore, who is she laughing with? But silence isn't the only language of distance. Sometimes the words themselves become weapons. Sign number 3. Simple questions become minefields. There was a time when, "How was your day?" was just a question. She'd answer, really answer. The annoying client, the weird interaction with her coworker, the lunch that was surprisingly good, the email that made her want to scream. You knew the details of her life because she wanted you to know them. Now? How was your day? Fine. That's it. That's all you get. One word, a closed door in the form of a syllable. Or maybe it's gone the other way. Maybe now when you come home you're met with an interrogation. Where were you? Who was there? Why didn't you answer my text right away? Who's that person who liked your photo? Questions that used to be casual are now loaded with suspicion. Your answers are analyzed. Your explanations are met with skepticism. You feel like you're on trial for crimes you didn't commit. Here's what's happening in both scenarios. When a woman goes cold with her answers, when fine and nothing become her entire vocabulary, she's no longer investing in the relationship. She's stopped seeing you as someone worth sharing with. Every detail she withholds is a brick in the wall she's building. But when she suddenly becomes suspicious and paranoid, that's projection. Let me say that again because it's important. When someone starts accusing you of things you're not doing, it's often because they are doing things. She's checking your phone because hers has secrets. She's questioning your whereabouts because hers are questionable. She's paranoid about your loyalty because she knows what disloyalty looks like. From the inside. Whether it's ice or fire, whether she's shut down or suspicious, the common thread is this: the easy communication is gone. And when a woman can't talk to you simply anymore, she's already talking to someone else. Even if that someone else is just the version of herself that's planning an exit. But there's a sign that's even more invisible than questions. It's hiding in the things she no longer says. Sign number 4, the small stuff stops being shared. This one is so subtle that most men miss it entirely. She used to tell you everything. The weird dream she had. The drama in her friend group. The annoying thing her mum said. The random thought she had on her commute. The song that got stuck in her head. The strange interaction at the coffee shop. None of it was important. All of it was important. Because intimacy isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in the mundane. It's built in the guess what happened, and the you won't believe this, and the I was just thinking about. When a woman shares the small stuff with you, she's saying, you matter to me. I want you in my head. I want you to know the little things because the little things are what make a life. Now think. When was the last time she told you a random story? When was the last time she shared a thought that had nothing to do with logistics or schedules? When was the last time she just talked to you? Not about bills, not about the kids, not about what's for dinner. Just talked. If you're struggling to remember, that's your answer. Here's how this manifests in real life. You find out she got a promotion from her Instagram story. You hear about her fight with her sister, from your mother-in-law. You learn she's been stressed about something at work, from her friend who assumed you already knew. You've become the last to know about her own life. And when you ask, "Why didn't you tell me?" she shrugs. "I didn't think you'd care." Or worse, "I told you already." You never listen. But you do listen. You've been desperate to listen. She just stopped talking. And here's the part that should really concern you. She hasn't stopped sharing. She's just stopped sharing with you. She's telling someone. The stories are going somewhere. The random thoughts, the daily dramas, the little moments. They have an audience. You're just not it anymore. Whether that audience is her girlfriends, her journal, or someone with a name you haven't heard yet, the result is the same. You've been moved from the inner circle to the outer ring, from confidant to acquaintance, from partner to roommate. When you become the last person to know what's happening in her heart, you're already on the outside of her life. But what she hides with words, she reveals with her body. And this next sign, it's written in every touch she doesn't give. Sign number 5. Touch becomes transactional. Close your eyes for a second. Think back. Think about how she used to touch you. Not the big moments, not anniversaries or special occasions. I'm talking about Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, random Sunday evening. She'd reach for your hand while you walked. She'd touch the back of your neck while she passed behind your chair. She'd lean into you on the couch, her head finding that spot on your shoulder, like it was designed just for her. She'd wrap her arms around you from behind while you were doing dishes. Touch that meant nothing. Touch that meant everything. Now you realize you can't remember the last time she touched you without a reason. The hugs feel scripted. The kiss goodbye is a peck that lasts half a second. The physical affection that used to flow naturally now feels like something she schedules. Something she does because she's supposed to, not because she wants to. And here's the thing that really cuts. Watch how she is with others. She hugs her friends warmly, holds on a second longer, sways a little in the embrace. She touches her co-worker's arm while laughing at their joke. She picks up her niece and holds her close without a second thought. But you get the side hug, the quick pat on the back, the body language that says, "I'm fulfilling an obligation here." This is what's happening beneath the surface. Touch is the most honest language humans have. You can fake words, you can fake a smile. But touch, your body knows when it wants to be close to someone and when it doesn't. When a woman is connected to you, really connected, she can't keep her hands off you. Not in some dramatic way, in a quiet way, in 1,000 small ways throughout the day that she doesn't even think about. When those touches disappear, when physical affection requires alcohol or special occasions, when closeness feels like something she tolerates rather than craves, that's her body telling you what her mouth won't say. She's pulled away, not just emotionally, physically. And brother, let me be clear, this isn't about entitlement. This isn't about demands. This is about noticing the difference between a woman who wants to be close to you and a woman who's counting down the minutes until she can step away. If she flinches slightly when you reach for her, if she creates distance when you try to close it, if her body language is open and warm with everyone except you, that's your answer. A woman who loves you will find reasons to touch you. A woman who's leaving will find reasons not to, but physical distance is just the symptom. The next sign reveals the disease. Sign number 6. Future plans become suspiciously vague. Listen carefully to this one. Remember how she used to talk about the future. When we get that bigger apartment, when we take that trip to Italy, when we're ready for the next step. The we was automatic, unconscious. You were baked into every vision she had of tomorrow. Of course you were. You were her person. Her future was your future. That's how it worked. Now pay attention to how she talks today. I've been thinking about traveling more. I want to focus on my career. I need to figure some things out. I need space to work on myself. Notice anything missing. The we is gone. It's all I now. And when you try to make plans together, really try, you get resistance. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Can we talk about this later? I don't know what I want right now. Let's just see how things go. That last one. Let's see how things go. That's the phrase that should send a chill down your spine, because women don't keep things vague with men they're sure about. Women plan. Women build. When a woman is invested in a future with you, she's already decorating rooms in houses you haven't bought yet. She's already naming children you haven't conceived. She's already planning the retirement you're 40 years away from. When she gets vague, when she stops building with you, she's keeping her options open. Here's how this shows up in reality. She books a solo trip and mentions it casually, like it's no big deal that she planned an entire vacation without you. She talks about career opportunities in other cities without mentioning how it would affect the relationship. She makes decisions, big decisions, as if you're not a factor in the equation. Because in her mind, you're not. She's already picturing a future, brother. You're just not in the frame. And here's the saddest part. Sometimes she'll still go through the motions. She'll still attend your friend's wedding. She'll still show up at your family dinner. She'll still be there, physically. But she stopped investing. She stopped planning. She stopped dreaming with you. A woman who stops building with you is already blueprinting without you. But this last sign, this is the one that most men never see until it's too late. And it's the most dangerous one of all. Sign number 7, the repair stops completely. I need you to really understand this one. Think about the last time you had a fight, not a discussion, not a disagreement, a real fight. The kind where voices get raised, where feelings get hurt, where things get messy and uncomfortable. When was it? If you can't remember, that might not be a good thing. Here's what I mean. In healthy relationships, couples fight, they argue, they disagree. Sometimes they yell, sometimes they cry, sometimes they say things they regret. And then, this is the important part, they repair. They come back together, they talk it out, they apologize, they work through it. Fighting, when it leads to repair, is actually healthy. It means you both care enough to get upset. It means something is at stake. It means the relationship matters enough to fight for. But here's what happens when a woman checks out. She stops fighting. And you might not notice at first. You might even think things are better. Finally, she's not nagging. Finally, she's not starting arguments over small things. Finally, she's not getting upset. But pay attention to what's underneath. You apologize and she just says, "It's fine." But her eyes are empty. You try to talk about a problem and she shrugs. Whatever you want. You bring up something that used to cause a 3-hour discussion and she just says, "I don't want to talk about it." And then she walks away. That's not maturity. That's not growth. That's not her being the bigger person. That's a woman who has decided the relationship isn't worth the energy. That's a woman who has stopped believing that repair is possible. That's a woman who has already done the grieving for a relationship you think is still alive. Here's how I've seen this play out. A man comes to me and says, everything seemed fine. We hadn't fought in months. She seemed calm, content, and then one day she just said she was done. Out of nowhere. But it wasn't out of nowhere. She'd been done for months, maybe years. She just stopped showing it. She stopped fighting because she stopped hoping. She stopped arguing because she stopped believing you could change. She stopped repairing because she'd already decided there was nothing left to fix. And here's the thing that breaks my heart every time. Men often miss this completely. They interpret the silence as success. They think the lack of conflict means the relationship is solid. They mistake her emotional withdrawal for emotional stability. But a woman in love will fight. She'll argue. She'll get frustrated and messy and uncomfortable. Because she still believes in a tomorrow where things are better. A woman who's done, she'll just agree with you. She'll just let things slide. She'll just stop. And by the time you realize that her piece was actually her goodbye, she's already emotionally packed her bags and left. Her body just hasn't caught up yet.